Hi everybody, welcome to the Pillar Room podcast. I am Lala and I am with...
Kijjikon, hello.
I don't know what to say.
Neither do I.
This is the second podcast. I used to do one with Bonkers Bazoid or Ghosty, as people probably know, but Ghosty's a bit busy, so I'm taking over for a little bit. We'll see, but today we have Kijjikon, a new up-and-coming YouTube, Animal Jam YouTuber. Can you tell us a bit about yourself as an Animal Jam content creator?
Oh, that's an interesting story. I kind of started it out of just a random whim. Like, I had no reason to start it. I had no goals or ideas in mind. I just pretty much woke up one day and I was like, you know what would be a fun way to pass the time? Previous to doing Animal Jam content on YouTube, I did Animal Jam content on a TikTok page that was sort of a mixed media page. I did some art stuff. I did some Animal Jam stuff. I did some Splatoon stuff, some competitive stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff, but none of it really stuck until I started doing Animal Jam content. And I just enjoyed doing long form content, and that's why I started about, like, I don't know, time is an illusion. So like somewhere between 2.5 to 3 months ago, I don't remember at this point, I started making content on YouTube with commentary stuff because I thought that was cool. And I think that if I did like update videos and your stereotypical Animal Jam skits, that I would hate myself 10 times more than I already do.
Fair enough. I mean, your style is very, very unique, I would say, and like just like the whole gameplay behind it and your like little character and everything, it is very unique. So this is, I can see why you've like blown up over the past few months, for sure. But
It's
you
interesting.
recently
It's come with some interesting stuff.
You recently uploaded your the people you think are gonna get Jambassador. I watched that this morning when I woke up from my nap. You said about me. I like to thank you for that. It's awesome having someone like a content creator like you, just supporting me and everything like that. And yeah, thank you. It was a really good video. So if you guys haven't watched it already, I'll link it down below.
I mean, I meant what I said too, because especially like the two content creators that I mentioned in the video that like maybe not the most likely, but definitely the ones that I want to get Jambassador most has to be yourself. And I'm so bad at pronouncing words that are like not two syllables. And Saya, I'm just gonna refer to her as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I did pronounce it correctly.
You did, yeah.
Because both of y'all, like, you do quite different content, but you have, I guess, certain backstories to you. You've been in some stuff, you've dealt with some stuff, and I think that more than anything, while unfortunately I think that WildWorks is probably going to use that as an excuse to can you, I think that in my own personal opinion, that just shows how much you're willing to persevere through everything. And also just, please, people change.
Yeah.
Like, especially referring to Cypher, they left a very long comment on my video that like warmed my heart, and then I just felt really sad and happy about it. But I also am really hoping they do it, because I know that there's going to be, as there is with anyone who gets into any drama ever, no matter how stupid it is, there's going to be people trying to drag you through the mud and try to take that experience away from you, and like, oh, you're not worth it. There's so many other better people out there. But I think that if anything, you guys deserve it more than anything, because this would give WildWorks the opportunity to show that they support people outside of a one-dimensional content creator point of view, that they would appreciate and accept people for who they are, regardless of what they've been through. Because I feel like previously they've kind of just accepted the very one-faced content creator personality, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I know there's been a couple exceptions. Like, I believe Ivory is how you pronounce their username.
Oh, right, yeah.
Was a Jambassador in the past, and they made content similar to what I do now. And so they've done it in the past, but it was definitely at least, I think they tried to branch out and then didn't like what they saw, and so didn't go for it again. But it looks like they're looking for more of a diverse audience now, especially now that they're pushing their content out on TikTok a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get some new faces here. We have a very different Animal Jam community than we did back in 2020 when they picked their last batch. So
definitely,
I feel like we have the opportunity. Yeah.
Did somebody called Ali Stars, did they contact you about, or did you see like his story about like because he is involved with Animal Jam Archives, and he is going to be doing like interviews with small content creators. Did you like reach out to him, or did he reach out to you by any chance?
Okay, that sounds super familiar. I feel like maybe they may have been in my comment section. I can't.
Hmm.
So I've had a couple. So one person in my comment section asked to interview me. Probably not them, but someone did. And then it like led to a place now where a bunch of people are wanting to for free content, and I don't know how to feel about it. But if they posted about that on Instagram, I probably didn't see it because I like rarely go on there.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
Sometimes I briefly remember it exists when I get tagged in something.
No, that's fair enough. They're doing something where on their archives they like interviewing like new content creators, because it's obviously very different from back then. And I just mentioned saying like a lot of these older players that have been around for ages, they don't give us enough credit. I know that may sound really bad, but just because our videos don't get as many views as they did back then doesn't mean we're still trying, you know.
The
If
community
anything,
is so different now.
exactly, and if anything, like we're probably putting in more effort because it's more demotivating, because we're getting less views than they did back in the day, and we're still working there, we're still doing our thing. But yeah, just mentioning about like content creators, and it's different now and everything like that. It's just, I think people should give a little bit more credit when it's due, you know.
While obviously I feel like, clearly the same game, it's definitely kind of as if you were being a content creator for two entirely different games, considering how different the social climate around the two games are nowadays.
Hmm.
It is really just comparing apples to oranges, because while the literal game is the same, the game that you're playing due to its community is so much different, because this is going to sound like totally pessimistic of me, but you're making content for a dying game. It is very different than making content for a community at its prime. And while
Hmm.
like this last year, there's been 100% like an uptick in popularity and a lot more, I guess I feel like energy was like breathed back into the community over this last like 6 months or so.
Yeah,
I just say that especially almost definitely started with Bonkers Borzoi, because
100%.
they started making content on TikTok and it like blew up. They were all over my page for months. And then after that, like I didn't have any Animal Jam content on my page before that. Then they started making content, and then all of a sudden it's like there's tons of people coming out of the woodworks. And like I would be completely lying if I said that like because of that I didn't make content. That is literally why, because it's kind of like I feel like a chain of events that started with them.
Hmm.
And now it started on TikTok, but now I feel like a lot of people are working a lot harder to do stuff on other platforms as well.
Yeah,
I know Instagram always sort of had an active community, a little corner of its own.
but never
But
like
I mean, like on
TikTok.
TikTok and stuff, it wasn't there before, but it's definitely there now.
I mean,
Um,
2020 there wasn't a
yeah.
community on TikTok for Animal Jam at all. I
Oh, there
remember
was, but it
it
definitely
was,
isn't a place you wanted to be.
yeah, like
It was
2020.
almost exclusively scamming stuff.
Yeah, people just like post their scamming stuff, which is kind of weird to brag about, to be honest. Brag your scamming on TikTok.
OMG, look at me manipulating actual children for my personal game.
Yeah. So for me, I think I met Bonkers, or yeah, Ghosty through TikTok. I like saw their page and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And like we got into contact and stuff and we became pretty good friends. And they're like, you should just do it. Like you can make one short form video, upload it to Instagram Reels, Instagram Shorts, and TikTok. And I've been doing that, and a lot of people have found me through those platforms. So it's like definitely something to do. Like I think I told a few people recently, been like, yeah, you should like really get on the Reels and the short content, because it actually does really well, regardless of Animal Jam or not.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to make shorts that actually performed, but I don't,
I can help you. I can help you.
I just don't know. It's just very different content. I guess like my shorts content is just so much different than like my long videos.
Yeah.
I just generally make different content, and also clipping my streams. I'm a bit too lazy to do that, to sort through 4 hours of content for a 20-second clip.
Yeah. That's fair enough. It's it's quite cool seeing how everyone's very different with it now. Like you do like commentary, like I'm starting to get into like different types of style of content. Sci-Fi still does the update videos, does a bit of everything. It's really diverse now. It's really, really nice. It's quite refreshing compared to like everyone used to do like update videos back in the day. And I don't know, I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to the
definitely like back in
Jambassadors.
2020, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I think that is, I don't remember if I brought that up in my Jambassador video or not, but I do think that is totally part of it too. Was like that was totally a dry spell for content. Like
Yeah.
2020, the pandemic, while there was like a surge in player activity because everyone was stuck inside with nothing to do, the content creation was absolutely abysmal at that time. It was just from update to update, and I believe that was also the period of time where like Play Wild players were so mad at Animal Jam because the updates we were getting were not the best. It was like, here's another cat and another dog that look almost identical.
I think I do remember
So just
that.
in general, it was rough.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like all of the Jambassadors that were chosen were mostly, not all of them, but a lot of them were doing like update content.
Yeah.
And while they weren't doing like only update content, it just made so much of what they were posting. Which is also why I think some people don't want specifically Icy's all being a Jambassador, because they do a lot of that stuff. But they don't only do that. And it gets me really frustrated when people get really mad at them, because I feel like a lot of players just have something out for them. When their content, whether they intend it to be or not, is very much getting a younger audience. The
Definitely.
old-fashioned skits and stuff like that, and then also update videos. Not to say that I don't have young kids in my comments, because, dear geez, I definitely do.
I mean,
But it's just different content.
my audience is, I would like to say like half of it's younger. Like my server, obviously, it's like 13 plus. But I think because I'm mainly a classic, I did my thing to Play Wild a little bit, and that's been really, really cool. But most of my audience is a little bit older, so it's like I don't want to do update videos because it's just like it doesn't fit my style, I guess, and I want to be kind of different. No offense to anyone who does update videos, really. I just want to do
Yeah, of course.
just do a little bit different my way. I
I would
don't
do
know.
an update video if I needed filler.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like for me, I've been trying to stop doing filler stuff. I just want to do like every video I want to be really proud of, and it's just been really tricky because my sleep schedule's been messed up and everything like that. It's been really, really tricky to having the motivation to do this, but
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
I'm just worried about like where stuff will go once I get a job.
Yeah, definitely, because right now I'm unemployed right now, so I have like all the time in the world. So I'm really trying to make this thing happen, and I think me getting Jambassador would really help with the promotion. You know, the channel might actually get somewhere to where I could possibly make a living off of it. I know how silly that sounds, but I don't know. Like I think
I don't
it's
know
my
how much
dream.
that works, because we were talking about content creation
Yeah.
and like getting money from it in one of my recent streams. And because literally today I reached the threshold needed to start making money off my content.
Oh,
And yeah,
that's
that's gonna be a
exciting.
process. It is very exciting, but also mildly terrifying, because I'm just afraid of money. That's just kind of a thing. But we were talking about that whole concept in a recent stream, and there was someone in my chat who was friends with, like, I forget what video game it was, but it was they were a speedrunner,
Yeah.
like their friend, and they had like 30K subscribers or something like that, and they said that their content that got like tens of thousands of views, they only got like for every 1,000 views, it was like hardly any money, and they got like $100 off of their like biggest video.
Yeah.
So I don't know how viable that is, like depending on how frequently you post, I guess.
It depends on. I've spoken to Sci-Fi over the years about this kind of thing because I've never been monetized. I've had a few YouTube channels. I've never been monetized. The first time I've actually been able to make money off of it, and it depends on the type of content, like the game. Because Animal Jam is like kid friendly, you can like, you do make a little bit more money. I don't know what my CPM is at the moment because I haven't had, I haven't been monetized for over 30 days, so I can't actually see. But it's okay, I think. A lot of people have been really, really nice. Someone yesterday, sorry, gifted like a bunch of memberships in my chat, which is really cool. I don't know, I don't think you can live off Animal Jam videos, but you definitely like,
It'd be a good
can
passive
benefit.
income.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, if you store it away, some way to save it.
I intend to treat it like how I intend to treat like commissions, because once I have everything sorted out with my account, I plan on doing like paid commissions as well, and I plan on treating it like that, like some money that I can use to buy other things, but not my primary source of income. Because
Mm-hmm.
as much as I would absolutely adore being a freelance artist, like as my professional career, the chances of that being viable are not very high. And while I can be optimistic and I can have dreams, I'm also not going to be, I'm not going to throw myself head first into that with nothing to fall back on.
Yeah. I mean,
As for what I'm going to fall back on, I don't know.
for me, it's
I have so
like,
many big plans and no way to get there.
yeah, me too. I think my next plan will probably, I want to do like stickers and stuff, but it's quite tricky to try and figure
That
that
stuff
stuff
can be
out.
incredibly expensive.
Exactly. So I don't even know if it'll do well or not. I want to like maybe eventually PO box or something like that. Like I've got a second channel where I might do like other stuff. I don't know. I have big plans. For sure. It's
No, because if you got a P.O. box, I would 100% send something. I don't know what, so don't grill me on that, but I would
yeah.
figure something out.
Okay. Thank you. So people like said they'll make like plushies and stuff, and I definitely want to make like be able to make and sell a plushie, like a Lala plushie. That'd be really really cool. But I don't know. Jambassador would be cool. I think you'll get
It'd
it.
definitely be a step in the right direction.
Definitely. Yeah.
Man, my long-term plans were like, this is kind of, I'm not going to go into details for reasons that are probably going to be obvious,
Mm-hmm.
but my future plans were recently like almost entirely dashed. I try to take a step at a time because I get very overwhelmed when thinking about anything that isn't literally right now. I have a very small mind. It can only hold so many things.
Yeah. I get that.
So, because of the area that I live in and because of the pandemic, long story short, a community college in the area is offering my graduating class 2 free years of college. So we can get an
Oh.
associate's entirely for free, apart from books and room and board if you're living on campus and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like the actual course costs entirely free. So obviously I would be a sucker if I didn't take that. And so I'm kind of locked in for 2 years, which is wonderful to have 2 years of vague plans, but also like absolutely awful
Yeah.
because of the area that I live in being so unfriendly towards trans people and me being a trans person. It threw a lot of my hopes for the beginning of my like adulthood out the window, like testosterone, gender counseling so I can be diagnosed with gender dysphoria so I can actually receive gender affirming care. Can't do any of that. The place that I live in, it is completely illegal for anyone of any age, regardless of if you are or are not an adult. It's completely illegal to transition here now.
That's
So
unbelievable.
yeah, totally stuck in that kind of way. But obviously that makes my plans to get out of Florida a little bit more urgent. But I'm still stuck for 2 years at least. I'm stuck here for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, that is a horrifying thought because I have a partner who is long distance, but it's not like the kind of long distance where it isn't serious. I mean, it's been 7 years, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
And he also wants out of his state. And just the question of where to go, because while originally we were thinking of other states as options, it's becoming very obvious that even states that can seem like the obvious safe choice, like, very blue states, are not going to remain safe forever. It is definitely a trend that is spreading through the country, and we want outs, and we don't really know where to go, especially
Yeah.
considering how difficult it is to leave. And
I mean,
that's just a very difficult thing we've had to talk about a lot recently.
yeah, I'm sorry you're going through
So
that.
my future plans don't really exist anymore. So we're living by day.
Fair enough. I think for me, yesterday I woke up, I'm like, I want to get a skin piercing, so I got one. I'm
love
like that
that.
as well. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm feeling something today. Like, I don't even tell my partner boo or anything. Like, I remember one time I was gonna do like a 12 or 10 hour stream. I got to like 9 hours, and I'm like, I don't want to stream.
I heard about that.
And she's like, you should just go stream. And I went streaming, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do like a 10-hour stream, even though I didn't feel like a stream that day. But I'm like that as well. But it sounds like America is a problem. And
Yeah.
it's very expensive to leave America, and I don't know how hard it is to leave America. But
It is a process.
yeah.
I don't know as well as I would know other countries, but my grandmother, she's an immigrant. She came from Germany and she moved to the US. And from how she's explained it to me, that didn't sound like a very difficult process. However, the reverse sounds incredibly difficult. I have not looked into step by step because I enjoy having a small semblance of my sanity intact.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, you have to apply, you have to be on a waiting list, and then you have to have your reason approved.
Yeah.
And then if you are approved, then you can leave. I just want to be gone, man.
Come to New Zealand. It's very like LGBTQ, like very positive here.
And I have a lot of friends over there too, so.
Ah, right.
I may
Toffee
not
Cat.
have family over there, but it's not like I got family here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toffee's there. You are there, and I would consider you a friend. A lot of cool people seem to be there. It seems to be a place to live that is a lot better than here, and
expensive, but it's probably safer as well. It's just like, yeah, New Zealand's pretty safe, I guess. It depends where you go, really, but obviously I will help you there if you.
It's kind of like that everywhere, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, everywhere has bad spots, definitely.
Yeah, but the state of Florida, the entire thing is a mess. Which also, like, all of the cool Animal Jam players are from New Zealand. Like, no fair.
And there's a lot of people that are from New Zealand that have, like, that do play the game. Like, I have a lot of viewers who are also from New Zealand, and they're, like, rooting for me because they're like, yo, go Lala, you're going to be the first New Zealand Jambassador. Go Lala. It's really cool.
Do it.
I think...
You should absolutely do it. I am rooting for you.
I'm really hoping, but I think you have a high chance to me, I think. Definitely because of my recent, like, controversies and stuff. It's like... yeah, I think you're probably...
Should that even... Controversy is such a strong word, though.
I know, it sounds bad. People are just silly and, like, tagging on the past with things.
Honestly, some of that stuff I feel like could, like, the people who are pursuing to drag on these controversies, I feel like my response to them could be summed up in a single sentence, that being Google is free. And also, obsession much?
Oh, definitely.
Like, I've been trying to distance myself from that kind of stuff because I think it is absolutely ridiculous. And as someone who has been and probably will again in the future be canceled, I've learned that it is going to be so much better for yourself and, like, for your reputation if you just ignore them and just move on. Like, if you have some sort of inflammatory content up that, you know, was the trigger of it, just take it down, admit that, like, you know, just acknowledge what's going on, and then just don't drag it out. Like, that, let that be the end of it. Because I don't want to go, like, into detail, but I was canceled, like, it was not a full year ago. It was, like, in August. For when I still was doing, like, mixed content, I made, like, a joke that didn't quite land. And it went.
Yeah.
And it was so funny too, because people were saying that I was, like, anti-furry. And there are many complaints I have against that. One being, what? Two being, do you know me?
So silly.
But pretty much people were saying that I hated furries. And it just didn't go well. And I tried at first to, you know, stand my ground and stand by the joke that I made, but I just kept kind of digging myself a deeper hole. So I just took the video down, like, made a temporary post that was up for, like, a week, just saying, like, you know, the joke didn't land, sorry. And then, like, any mention of it after that, I just took away from the comments, and eventually people stopped commenting it. And
that's what you can really do about it. Just, like, ignore it. If you make a video about it, just, like, take it down, acknowledge it, move on. Like, that's
officially the world's first furry hating furry.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Anything that comes to your mind you want to talk about?
I mean, I could talk about some of the weird stuff that's happened since I've started making content in relation to that. Because there's been some interesting moments.
Sure.
I'm gonna flip my email, actually. I don't remember if I have the email or if I deleted it or not. But I got a very interesting email the other day. From, like, a random account, and I don't know if this person was a kid or if English was not their first language, but it was very difficult to read, asking if typically if you're reaching out to someone, it would be asking something of them instead of asking them to do something for you, if that makes any sense. But it
Yeah.
was like asking if I wanted to interview them. I had never heard of them in my
Oh.
entire life. No one I had spoken to had heard of them in their entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And they were claiming like they were part of,
A
I
group.
forget what the group was called.
Yeah.
I forget what the group is called because I don't
Probably don't mention
like
it.
try to.
Yeah. That happened to me as
It
well.
was oh really? Did you get that recently?
Yeah, and one of my friends as well, one of the biggest content creators in the community, got one as well. Yeah.
They said that they were part of the group that caused the data breach or whatever, and they're like, I have inside information.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
So
was
you got an email.
so long ago. I did.
I got a Discord DM about it.
That is so weird. And also, like, is my email public on my, like...
Your YouTube channel, like
YouTube page?
yeah, it probably would be. Those people, they're not the reason of the breach, I believe. The actual person that was involved with the breach was just like some random person. These people aren't like credible at all by any means. Like my friend declined it. Did you?
Oh, yeah, my
You
ears,
obviously
no.
declined it as well, right?
Yeah. And yeah, my email's here. I forgot that I had it here. I had it here for a reason, but I just forgot.
My friend declined, and they tried to dox them. So,
Interesting.
good move
reaction.
by declining, because you obviously don't want to, because with that kind of thing, it's like, obviously I'm not going to make an interview like giving these people credit about something that I don't even know if it's real or not, and people are going to assume I condone their actions and anything like that. I don't know, I think it was just very silly for them to reach out to me like, hey, you want to do an interview on me? It should be me asking them.
Exactly. I feel like that's kind of the way it should work socially.
Mm-hmm. And they have no name, so I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. I can't.
Yeah, like,
give
and their
them credit.
Gmail is like nobody.nobody@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Like the most stereotypical edgy, like preteen kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and another thing is the whole being a content creator. And I feel like I correct me if I'm wrong because I could be totally wrong, but
Yeah.
like watching your streams and just also kind of half stalking you when you're online on Classic sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there is a difference in kind of behaviors between Classic and Playwild, probably because Classic has an older audience, mostly there for the nostalgia, and teenagers who have access to PCs, whereas, Playwild is kind of anyone and anyone who has a smart device. So,
Yeah.
but the obsession is scary. It is
With who?
sometimes some fans is scary. I'm not gonna name names because some of these people I am still in contact with.
Wait,
But,
wait towards
like,
me?
No, towards myself, and I was kind of just comparing
Oh.
it to yourself as a Classic creator because you're a larger creator.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just a difference in platform. Like I have a couple people on Discord who I've dealt with kids before, and I try to be polite, and I understand this is probably someone who's like 13, and
I've had that as well.
they have someone they are a fan of, but this person pings me or DMs me or has someone else DM me as like a middleman almost every single day, trying to get me on a voice call,
Oh.
trying
Yeah.
to get me to laugh. And then also in game, it's a very weird hour right now, so I think I'm safe. But if I log on during the day in my time zone, my den has been full. Like when I'm not streaming sometimes. I'll just be here
What?
decorating and I will get actually swamped in my den. It has been full before, or I will, like today, there was a Jambassador event,
Yeah.
like the Galaxy theme thing, and I went to the one Jambassador's den and they weren't there yet, and they didn't end up, Snowy Claw didn't end up coming online at all. But I was sitting there for a while and like half of the room was swamping me and like, please, I'm a person.
Damn, you're like celebrity. When I go on Animal Jam, like I get like maybe 2-3 people in my den. That's it. It's really different, actually. That's really
I think it's
interesting.
just a difference in maturity too, because younger kids tend to they're like, oh, I like this thing, I'm gonna make it my entire personality for the next week.
Yeah.
Like, when you talk
I've
about
had
their entire personality, there is a clone of me on YouTube, actually. Um,
wait, like
and
another
I have,
content creator?
uh, kind of. I say that because they like content creator and they make content. They're not a content creator, but they do make content.
Okay.
Um, and it's another, they make Animal Jam content. And they made like 2 videos before, like they watched my content, and it was, kind of what you'd expect out of a kid. Like, oh, here is a silly video of me and my friend being silly, and here is a half-baked skit.
Mm-hmm.
But they started watching my channel, and then they made me fan art, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. They made my otter in game and stuff, and I still have it. And then they DM'd me and they said, do you mind if I reuse the base from the fan art I made you? And I was like, it's your art, go nuts.
Yeah.
And they made a blue version, which they made their PFP. Then they changed their main look to be a blue version of my main look. Then they completely reskinned their entire YouTube channel to use that blue fan art as their profile picture. They copied my channel description word for word, but they changed the emoji. And their entire thing now is that they are a me but blue.
Right.
And it is interesting.
Yeah, that is very
I suppose like
interesting. I don't have
should be
that.
flattered, but I feel weird.
Yeah, I think it's definitely because you make Play Wild younger audience. For me, it's like I get weird DMs sometimes. I remember somebody was asking if I was like gay or something, and I just said no, I'm like heterosexual and I have a partner and stuff, and they were being a bit weird about that. I can tell they were a kid. I just let them know like, hey, I have a partner, everything like that. It's a little bit inappropriate, I guess,
What
considering
do you
they
mean
were.
you play Animal Jam? You must be gay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've had a few DMs like that. People have been a bit weird towards my sexuality and kind
That is
of.
such a strange thing to ask.
It is a bit strange as well. It's definitely something that should be personal. I know some people are like, their sexuality, they embrace it, which is completely fine and stuff. But people just asking personal questions like that. At
But
least,
even if you were, like, that's none of their business.
yeah, and it's like I have a partner, so, and she's in like
Yeah.
majority of my content, all my live streams, she's in the background, you're talking in chat. It should be very well known that I have a partner, but definitely
Y'all
it
are
really,
actually inseparable. Like,
yeah, we live
how
together.
could you miss that?
Yeah, she's always there, listening,
Watching.
watching every single
Plotting.
person that like compliments me, pretty much. You hear in the background. You're someone like DM me being like,
Yeah.
for my piercing, saying like I was stunning and stuff, which I'm flattered. But it was like, she's like angry about it. It's really funny this morning.
Looking over your shoulder.
And she's like fake smiling, like like the grin. She goes, ha ha ha.
It reminds me of a clip from Amazing World of Gumball.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's definitely
Horrifying grin.
that's the
That
vibe
is
she
something I
gives.
need to draw now. And I need to draw something like just horrifying boo.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really
Death
cool.
glaring the camera.
Yeah, someone compliments my voice or something, and then Boo just like grins with like the most creepy smile. Actually, we watched a horror movie today.
Mine.
That reminds me, we watched
Hands off.
what did we watch, Boo?
Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise, the new one. It's directed by Sam Raimi, the best Spider-Man director of all time. I'm a big fanboy of his work. So good.
I am a gigantic pansy. I cannot watch horror movies. I will cry.
It was a bit. I probably shouldn't say, but it was a bit gory, but it was good. It was very good.
I'm a big sissy. I could never.
I watched a movie recently, and it was like so bad, like I almost throw up. It was horrible.
Oof. No.
Yeah.
I heard there was a really bad one in theaters recently, and I was like, sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like a you problem. You bought the tickets, you went, it's your problem. You got trauma from it.
You asked for this.
Yeah, pretty much,
Okay.
yeah. Would you ever consider doing like classic content?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Classic scares me. That's why I haven't touched it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very different vibe, very different community.
Very different, Play
And
Wild.
it just scares me, but I wouldn't know what to talk about. Like
It's
I know,
it's
like for
difficult.
example, like recently, wild weekends have been a topic,
Hmm.
but I mean, I wouldn't feel like I would be qualified to talk about any of this stuff, even the updates, because y'all have been playing this game for so long. You know everything that's in this game. You know what these are recolors of, the history of the items. I do not.
It's a bit
I
tricky,
just don't feel
yeah.
qualified.
And it's like, even though you might think an item's cool, you probably don't care the Phantom statues are back because you have not been playing Classic, you know? I understand that.
I like phantoms. I love phantoms. That's like my only completely decked out den is like a super edgy phantom themed den
Hmm.
filled with items from adventures that I hoard. Um, but I like phantoms. That is as far as my opinion on them go. I think it's neat.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to make a play wild content because I don't know how it works really. I only figured out there's an epic den, an epic wonders actually, and play wild yesterday, and I like went up the stairs and so like there's like flower crowns and stuff, and I thought they were rare at some point. The flower crowns.
Oh my god, that was like in 2016.
Oh yeah, okay. That really shows my knowledge of
They were
play wild.
re-released and like everyone lost their minds. They're like, I'm quitting Animal Jam. They re-released the Flower Crown.
Not the flower
Um,
crowns.
and me being like 13 years old, I was like, yay, it looks pretty on my animal.
Mm-hmm.
People
Um.
were so dramatic. It was actually so funny. I remember, I probably will do a video about that. Like, I even do this now. I'll look through like recent reviews on the App Store, and sometimes it is the most melodramatic stuff you will ever read.
Oh, that sounds exciting actually. Like just do like a video where you're like just reviewing the funniest like reviews on Animal Jam. That'd be really good.
No, because some of them are just actually so hilariously bad. I remember reading one where it was somebody complaining because they were quitting Animal Jam and it was a bad, stinky game because someone declined their trade.
There has to be like a troll, right?
You would think so, but kids tend to type a certain way, and it was sometimes difficult to replicate,
Mm-hmm.
and it just sounded like a stupid, angry kid.
I mean, it's very different because classic you have to have a computer, like a whole like desktop to play classic, but on like
Yeah,
everyone has a
and not a lot of
phone
kids have access to that.
and like
And nowadays, everyone has a phone or an iPad or a Chromebook or something.
something like that, or like everyone's parents have like a phone. You know, you just be like, oh, can I get this game? You
Yeah.
stumble into it, and then sometimes it scares me. There's like this like random like probably like 5-year-olds playing Animal Jam Play Wild, and I'm just there just like opening up like 100 pet tokens, and they're like, how's this guy
Oh yeah, here's
opening
a
up so
really
many?
dramatic one. Out of curiosity, I just pulled up some reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So first of all, here's an entire comment posted Tuesday
Yeah.
about the whole Cinder thing, as if that isn't the oldest news ever.
Oh, that's so old.
Yeah, and then here, this is the kind of content that, like, the kind of reviews I'm talking about. This game is awesome, 1 star. But 5 years ago, the game was so much better. You could say simple words like lick and moi. But no, AJHQ will say, people will find ways to hurt children. We have to block most of these stupid words for no gosh darn reason. And the animals, you have to pay for them. You don't have to earn them. The good games don't make kids beg and plead their parents to buy them Sapphire Pack. You know what my mom said? Don't waste your money on dumb game. It likes spending money on air. Exhale. My point is over. Please lower and unblock some words. It's not that hard.
That is like a
Very dramatic.
12-year-old typing that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. The exhale bit, I was like, okay, this is definitely some like 11, 12-year-old probably doing that. It's with like blogging words and stuff. I think like child safety is probably the most important thing, especially like having a game for children. It's like I don't know,
Oh my.
like classic.
1 star.
Mhm.
Bruh. I like this game, but does it seriously have to be about animals?
It's called Animal Jam. What do you mean?
Their username is Animal Jam to the best.
Oh, so they're a big fan of Animal Jam, but they don't like the animal part. Okay,
Exactly. They just like the jam.
just like the jam. I love jam actually.
Me too. I have an entire den themed after peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Boo
because
can't
I love
actually
them.
eat peanut butter. She's allergic to peanuts and walnuts. Which
Natural
sucks.
selection at its finest.
And it's like, she said that if she goes on death row, she'll have like a, what was it, Boo? What would you have? Like a banana? Banana with...
peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter. I can't eat Nutella, but I won't.
Like crunchy peanut butter with like Nutella and like banana and stuff. On death row, like if she's about to like be executed. That's a meal.
Why would she be executed? I
don't
have
know.
questions.
I don't know. If she were to, that would be her like death row meal. Mine would probably be like, what would mine be? My death row meal. I don't know. You tell me your one, and then I'll think of mine.
Man, I'm not unique. It would probably just be apple pie. I love
Oh,
apple pie.
that's actually a really good one. Apple pie. That's good. I would probably have like blackberry crumble, to be honest.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I don't know if America has blackberries or not, but
We
so
do.
good, so good. Love blackberries. I'm a very berry guy. I'm a strawberry guy. I like anything strawberry flavor, like milkshakes, anything like that. That's my go-to for sure.
100%.
Really?
Funnily enough, when it comes to like actual fruit, it's time to have the discussion. I am a grown man, but I have the palate of a 6-year-old. A lot of
Yeah.
it is actually texture. It's most likely an autism thing. Most textures, I cannot stand them. They make me want to die. And that fruit is a very difficult topic for me because I hate the texture of most fruits. In fact, there's a bit of an inside joke in my community about how much I despise grapes. I hate grapes. It tastes like I'm eating eyeballs. I do not like eating eyeballs, and I do not like eating grapes. It kind of started in the background of a video because I just record myself playing the game as background footage, and I was talking to Toffee Bell about how much I hate grapes, and it tastes like I'm eating leprechaun eyeballs, and I do not like it.
I think I've heard
But
about
I
that.
like grape flavored things.
Yeah.
I also hate like any melons. I hate melons. They taste fine. They don't really taste like much, but it's way too fleshy. No.
That's
I
interesting.
can't stand oranges.
Yeah.
I love how oranges taste. I absolutely love them. However, I do not like how the stringy parts of orange get stuck in my teeth. It will drive me insane. I
Ooh.
hate apples, period. I don't even like apple juice. I don't like apples in anything but apple pie, which is funny because that's one of my favorite foods in the ever. But I love berries. Berries have always been good. Berries
so
and
good.
peaches. Berries, peaches, bananas, and that's about it. But I love all sorts of berries. I will eat, if you get like a carton at the supermarket, I will eat the whole thing if you don't stop me. Especially strawberries.
That might be an awesome thing. That's really interesting. I've never heard anybody like say like they don't like the texture of like certain fruits or like the flavor. Have you ever tried like looking around it? Have you ever like made like a smoothie for it with like a bunch of fruits and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'll eat smoothies.
Yeah.
I just can't eat the fruit like unprocessed or anything. It's just a texture thing. And it's like that with a lot of foods. I'll love how it tastes, but I'll hate the texture. Even with like, I know this is like such an American thing that I'm going to say right now. But even with like burgers, I cannot eat them when they're too well done simply because the texture is not good.
Yeah.
Or it kind of goes with like most things. Some cereals, different ways that meats are prepared. I just can't.
Oh, I mean,
I don't know. It's a thing.
yeah. I mean, I love like oranges. I love like the feeling of them because it's like eating a brain. It's kind of cool. I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might sound
No.
gross. I love like most fruits. I think one fruit I really hate is like melon. It's just gross. I don't like it.
No.
Have you had jackfruit before?
No, I have not.
It's my auntie, me and Boo went to my auntie's house and she like told us about it because me and Boo are vegetarians. Boo is mainly vegetarian. I just eat whatever she eats, and it's like a good like swap out for like mints and stuff. You can put it in sandwiches and stuff. You like kind of dry it out and salt it. It tastes like chicken, but it's like a fruit.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. This is so off topic from Animal Jam. Sorry guys about that.
It is.
I mean, animals eat berries, so I guess it's kind of relevant.
This totally came from just taking the animal out of the word Animal Jam, which I find hilarious.
True, yeah, that's That's quite funny. What? Who are some Animal Jam YouTubers you've grown up with and have like aspired to be like, or like have motivated you? I guess we said bonkers, but like, has there any been
Like when I was
anyone?
really young,
Yeah, like just anyone.
I didn't watch most of the pivotal content creators from like back in the day because I was definitely like a multi-fandom kid. I was like way more into Warriors when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I watched like Pepper like way too much. But so definitely Pepper, Wisteria Moon, and that's like it. I watched Apari sometimes. I never watched Julian 2. I never watched The Shop King or Typical Rocky. It was pretty much just them.
I'm opposite. I watched like Apari, Julian 2, and like Sinnoh, and that's about it, really. That's really interesting, actually.
But like more modern day, Lehman Puppy is like a huge one. Saya Fair and Bonkers.
Yeah, definitely mine. I keep up with everyone now. Even if they're like a small content creator, like every day I look up Animal Jam content and like look at it.
Yep.
I do it every day. I've done it for years. It's just a weird little obsession. I just like looking at what other people think, what their like how their brain works with content. But
And if Animal Jam content shows up on my page, I will watch it. Like I've watched Russian Animal Jam content because on my main page, so I have 2 YouTube pages simply because I had an old page before I started doing Animal Jam stuff, and that has like all of my subscriptions and recommended on it. So I just watch off of that. Most of the time I consume content, but I watch Animal Jam content on my main page, like my Kijjikon page.
yeah,
And so whenever I get Animal Jam content on the Kijjikon page, I watch it. But I have watched so much content of like Animal Jam that I'm getting into like the obscure 2 subscriber channels on my page now. And I have started watching Russian Animal Jam videos.
Oh.
I have no idea what they're saying, but there apparently is a pretty decently sized Russian Animal Jam community on TikTok and on YouTube.
That's
Which
interesting.
I think is neat.
So if anyone's watching, if you make Animal Jam content, Kijjikon's probably gonna watch it. So at least there's one person out there that will watch you. A lot of people are,
If it
are
shows up my page,
terrified
I'll watch it.
of like making content. For me, I can see why, but if I don't know, I just love it. I would do it for the rest of my life if I could.
I would too. Hoping that Animal Jam stays around that long.
I mean, that's what everyone was saying, like in 2018, 2019, and it's been 4 or 5 years since then. So I think the game will probably be around. I think it'll be around longer, a good few more years at least, maybe like 4 or so. But Animal Jam has been focusing on classic more, and it's good. I like it. I like these wild weekends. I love the new animals that are coming back. They're trying. It's good to see.
I'm hoping they're actively. They said that they will be working to rework the code in a way that allows them to, add actual new stuff and not painted old stuff or painted unreleased stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're staying true to that.
You talking about the interview?
I don't know how much I trust they are because that's going to cost a lot.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a lot of time and effort and manpower. And I don't know if they're going to invest that, especially with, how much of a cow Play Wild is right now, especially with super boxes, because people complain about the super boxes, but they buy them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I bought them. I'm not gonna lie. I bought the Galaxy one. So.
Oh, I am way too poor. I haven't bought super box in since the first one. But there are people out there buying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of super boxes, actively. Back when the Galaxy ones were first released, I traded highest cuffs for it was actually I forget how much it was. It was $1,200 worth of super boxes, and it was one person, and they didn't buy it secondhand.
Yeah.
So that was just crazy. The stuff that people are doing.
I Apple Pay it and then I pay it off later. That's what I do. It's probably bad, but
I know that once I get my account set up, I'm going to have to put most of my money in savings so I can't touch it because I will make so many poor financial decisions.
Oh, I've been doing them my whole life. Yeah, it's been awful. Yeah,
I need to pay for books for college, please.
True, yeah, that is probably a good idea to save. I need to buy a car, to be honest. I don't even have a car at this point, so I don't know what I'm doing.
That's why it's okay.
Yeah, Um, I think I'm trying to think. I was gonna say something. I don't remember. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I'm really good at this, by the way. This whole podcast thing, it's my bread and butter, as you can see.
I have no actual social life, so
Neither do I anymore. No.
my internet social life is insane because I have no actual social life.
Hmm. I mean, it means you're free all the time to make content. So even though I've had a lot of time, I've been kind of slacking. I've been kind of burnt out a little bit. I think for recent like silly stuff going on with me, it's like it's kind of put me, it demoted me a little bit. Like, you know, it's I don't know, it's been affecting me a little bit, but we're still here. You know, the Jambassador thing's open, so like I have to get back to work, I guess. But I just need to fix my schedule and yeah, start pumping stuff out, I guess.
Don't feel too pressured because also they said that like if you want to be a Jambassador, you only have to post once a month. So
Yeah, that is true. I just have so many ideas. I'm scared everyone's gonna like steal them, and then I won't be able to make the video anymore. That's my worst fear. I hate people when they like steal the idea and stuff, and yeah. But
I'm happy I made the Jambassador videos when I did.
Mhm.
They were like what made my channel blow up, and also like now that Jambassadors is open, now everyone's gonna be talking about it. So I got everything I needed off my chest ahead of time.
Yeah, and like because you talked about it months ago or a month or so ago, it's like people will be searching up Jambassador, your video pop up. You know, it's good timing, definitely for you.
My own videos are showing up on my other page's recommended feed.
That's a good sign. Mine don't, but that's really good.
And I'm not subscribed. I'm not subscribed to myself either. So I kind of use it to gauge how well my videos are doing. Like, are they showing up on my own page? I haven't even watched any of my own videos on that page, but they still keep showing up. So
That's interesting, actually.
actually, I could probably check my top content. Yeah, my Jambassador video is back in the top 10 again. So people are watching that again now a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't in my top 10 for a long time, but it is again now. Also, like, my hypocrisy, religion, and harassment video blew up. I think that's because it was controversial, so a lot of people click on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that.
Your channel does better than mine. You're gonna get so far because you're also like play wild as well. It definitely like you're probably gonna hit like by the end of the year. What month is it? Or you probably hit like 7,000, I reckon, at the end of the year.
If I continue at the rate I'm at, I don't know, because my rate of growth has slowed down like quite a bit, especially over the last month. Though to be fair, I haven't really put out that many bangers just because of like this month has been heavy, dude.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It has been. So that could probably be part of it. I haven't put out that many like head turners. But I have stuff planned. I have an entire series planned, like a long-term, like dozens of videos, like per season series planned. But I don't know how I can get that off the ground considering I cannot and will not tackle it by myself. I had someone who was supposed to be like my partner in all of this, but they're not really doing all too great, and I love them to death, but I don't think that I can trust them to help me. I don't think they'd be able to do it. Also, it's a time zone thing.
True,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna check my Discord. I actually have like the full plans laid out on there, so I can actually look at it.
Yeah.
Because I throw all of my content creation ideas here.
I used to do that as well. I used to have like DMs.
my to-do list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so some AJMV stuff. This one is something that a lot of people want me to do and keep recommending that I do this, and I know that it would do well, but that requires actually sitting down and drawing, as I have issues doing that. People want me to redesign Animal Jam avatars, or design new Animal Jam avatars.
Yeah.
Because I did it once for April Fool's, and it was received like really well. I made a fake sea otter and a beaver pet, and people really liked that.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Actually, that's a good idea.
Okay, and here's the long thing. here. The worth, like the guide to Animal Jam worth, which is hilarious because my worth knowledge is not the best. But I have them listed like by episode here. So episode 1, introduction to the series, go over 5,000 sapphires worth with the Explorer, some base worth like Dizzy Stars, double dragon wings, Ice Dragon, as well as some other trademarks like Rainbow Spike, Blackout, Forest, Whiteout. Capitalize on Leilani demand spikes, how to optimize selling seasonal item, packets, item, login items, etc. Salesman and his item differences and the worth of salesman and non-salesman. Additionally, covers some monolith Leilani's, Rims, logins, and their worth, such as Leilani Dizzy, Jam Forest, Rim Firefly. Then the pet episode, cover pricing of the most popular pets, such as the gliders, peacocks, worms, frankenpups, rare tagged pets. Cover price cycle for in and out of store pets, how tier affects the pets, along with like Galaxy and Golden pets. Explain purity and randomized pets, exotics, and dinosaurs. Episode 4, starting off as a new jammer, what to do, covering lower cost items and how to build up. Starting a My Shop, trading up, etc. Episode 5, High Life of AJ, Raccoon Tail, Cuffs, Curly, Dizzy, Firefly, DJ, Lay, Snails, Bowtie, Wind Up, Star Glasses, etc., etc. Trading up versus trading down and what that means. Variety and its benefits, risks and rewards with selling and buying items over 5,000 sapphires. Episode 6, the Alpha episode, Alpha Chest Worth and Worth Fluctuation, covering each individual Alpha item and how its ID impacts its worth, and how items with randomized colors impacts its worth for specific Alpha. Explaining methods for getting specific Alphas that can't be found in Alpha chests. Episode 7, Fast Fashion and Gambling, kind of like your trademark Superbox episode, the hype and the downfall of the item's worth and how to capitalize on it. Then episode 8, a frequently asked questions episode with items that we were requested to cover, and then an episode on the promo items.
That
the whole idea was to cover that with Toffee Bell.
Yeah.
It was also like not just a general idea. I actually had like the structure of how I wanted to do the episodes as well. I would introduce a concept, go over the concept, and then at the end of the video there would be a segment where I would do a quiz where I would show different like potential trades, and then the answers at the end of to whether they would be fair trades or not, and like why or why not they would be fair trades based on the concepts covered in that episode and previous episodes. And so gradually building up on that and the complexity of the quizzes as episodes progress.
That sounds really helpful. That will help me with Play Wild and its worth, because I want to do something like that as well, but for classic. Be like an hour-long video instead of having like multiple episodes, just one really long one. I want to, but it's gonna take like months to do. But just like how to start up.
I think that like an hour-long episode with everything just could be difficult to digest.
Yeah, that's my only issue. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, because obviously Play Wild, it's like kids want shorter content, and then classic, I guess like older players have longer attention spans and stuff. I don't know. I want to do something like that as well, for sure, but it's a lot of work, and I don't know if anyone will watch it. People find it helpful, but I've had some people come to me like, hey, I'm new to classic, can you show me how to trade up to clothing betas, to den betas, etc., and work your way up to the top.
I feel like I'd be so much better at explaining it in like a properly fleshed out video too, instead of just people asking me questions like, hey, what's this worth? And just catching me off guard.
Yeah.
Also, why do people think I'm French? I'm not French. People keep thinking I'm French.
Could it be your username maybe? Like the J's and I's? I don't know.
No, because there's actually like a backstory behind that username. If you want to get like really technical, it's Japanese.
Oh.
I was I think that was on a live stream I talked about that. My username, I hate it so much. I made it when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I played Animal Jam for so long. My original username was even worse. I got a username change. My original username was Shadow Haze, which it is a drug-related euphemism, and I didn't even know it was. And additionally, I just thought it was so edgy and so cool. My main look was like this vampire wolf, and
I mean, it's not the worst, I guess.
It was not fun. But then I changed it because I was like getting into role play and stuff. And my first ever character that I made when I was in 6th grade was this anime girl named Kijji. And I hate myself so much. But I was a cringy middle schooler, and I was super into Yandere Simulator. And Kijji was a mistranslation. Well, her first name was Kijji, and her last name was Koneko. So it was a mistranslation of Rainbow Kitten. And you know, me being a 6th grader, it was a horrible character, like super overpowered, untouchable. Everybody loved her. She's so pretty, and she had like rainbow hair. It was so bad. But that's where my username came from, was the first name and the beginning of the last name of this character.
Oh.
And that also used to be like my entire online alias was based around this character. And then I grew to absolutely despise this character. Like back in 2017, and I just said, you know what, I hate this character, I'm done with them, and I threw him out. And I told everyone, stop calling me Kijji, I hate this character, they are dead to me. And lo and behold, like 8 years later, here we are, and I'm back to being called that again because of Animal Jam. And funnily enough, I was never able to let go of that character because they were originally made as a really cringy but still a self-insert of myself when I was really young. And so I never was able to truly get rid of them, and I would keep bringing them back with like different changes to them so they looked different and they more so resembled myself. And I'm trying to find it now because I have it on my phone. I'm going to message it to you.
Okay.
But I kept bringing this character back, and so over the years, here it is, from left to right, this is how they ended up changing over time, not only as, you know, I as a person changed, but also as I realized that I was transgender and started working to socially transition. And you can see that reflected in how this self-insert character, because they still are self-insert, developed over the years. And as to where we are now, where they're also being called Sam, because that's my actual name. And that's kind of how they changed over the years.
Do you think...
And that's also where my channel name came from.
The transition of your character, your name based on, because it was becoming, you know, transgender, do you think that's like what connected you back to the character in a way?
I do think so. Like the first iteration of it on the far left was like the horrible, like disgusting, awful creature. And then I brought them back like a year later because I was just too emotionally attached to them. And I was like, I thought I was so done with my Mary Sue stuff. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. I thought I wasn't. So I was like, oh, that rainbow hair, that's so cringy. Look at all these saturated colors. What's a boring color? Blonde, because I was blonde and I hated that. I'm not really blonde anymore, but I was then. And I'm like, ew, I hate that. And it's like so boring. And so this character needs to be the opposite of a Mary Sue. So let's make them boring. So I gave them blonde hair, but then, you know, they still had to be special. So then they were like an angel or whatever. That was so bad. And then before I came out as like completely transgender, I came out to some people as non-binary because for whatever reason in my head, it was less like bad than coming out all the way. I don't know. Don't question my logic.
Okay, I won't.
I came out as non-binary, and that's when the third one came in. And I don't know. I guess like I wanted to keep an ethereal theme without them being like properly angelic, so I just did stars and stuff. I just thought it looked cool, to be honest. And then that was like back in 2019, and then over the pandemic I just stopped with them. I just didn't touch them like the entirety of the pandemic. And then for whatever reason they just kept coming back into my head like the late end of 2022, and I just decided to bring them back again, and I just almost completely overhauled their design and took away all of the star stuff, and then I gave them purple hair because purple is my favorite color. And they already had a messed up eye, so I just took the star off, and so they stopped.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a far better backstory than my username. Mine's just like my mum used to call me Lala when I was younger, so I was like, that's a cool name. So when I met Boo, I was just like,
that's adorable.
I was just like, oh, my nickname's like Lala or whatever, and I just made a username of it, and yeah, just kind of stuck with it. It's really short and simple. People think I'm a girl because Lala's obviously like, it's like kind of a girly name, I guess, but I don't know, I kind of like it. That's kind of like my best username
It
I've ever had,
is.
and it's so
It
easy
is
to
a good
remember.
username.
If I get Jambassador, I would love having the username just Lala, like LALA, be perfect. But I think I want to.
And it is a it's not only like an easy to remember username, but like isn't it also because of like how short it is and how sweet it is? That's like a rare username or whatever.
It
Isn't
is
it?
kind of rare. Yeah, my friend gave me the username. They're like, you want this username? Because I used to go by, I think it was Lalace. I think it was. So it was like LALACE. And it just didn't correlate well with my channel. So I was like, I'm just gonna change it, get a different username, and this one has done well. I still get buddies on that account, to be honest. Because my most popular video, I was on that my other account, so people still think I still go by that one, which is kind of weird, but oh well, can't do much about it now. I love my username. So good, I love it.
Yeah, it's a great username. Very memorable.
Very easy. Very, very easy. But
That's
yeah,
true.
we've been going for just over an hour now. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Or
Anything in particular? I don't know.
I think we did well.
Yeah.
Just keep
I just
talking.
ramble. That's what I'm very good at that. I will say that like almost definitely after like this is all over and I get off of this call, it's like almost 1 a.m.
I'm sorry.
But I am totally don't be sorry. I was gonna stay up anyways. My boyfriend graduated today.
Whoa.
And he wasn't gonna get home until really late. Actually, he called me like in the middle of this, and I adore him. I did tell him I was in the middle of something, and he just forgot. But I'm totally gonna call him after this too, and then probably stay up until 4 a.m.
Ooh.
And I would say that I'm gonna hate myself, but I'm gonna hate myself either way, so it doesn't matter.
It's almost 5 p.m. and I've been up for like 2 hours. So, yep, we live in the same time zone, but we're across the world from each other at this point.
You should try to sleep.
Yeah, I need to get some of those like sleeping gummies or whatever for sure. But
A melatonin.
yeah.
Yeah,
I need to get
for
some
sure.
so I can sleep.
This won't be sustainable forever. I mean, unless you like decide. I mean, it kind of fits you as a raccoon. So I guess if you do like become employed, you should work the night shift then, I guess.
Yeah, that is the dream. Night shift would be awesome. Like you don't probably have to do much, just like your own thing, listen to music. That's like the dream for sure. It doesn't help I got an energy drink though at like 5 p.m. But
Probably not very smart.
I mean, I had to help me with this podcast regardless. But thank you for being here. Your links and stuff will be down below. So everyone watching, go check Kijjikon out right now. They're awesome. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the shout out in
Happy
your
to be
recent
here.
video and like the support. I love the stuff you do. Me and Boo both. We love and adore you. Okay, we love your content.
I appreciate that. I'm happy that you reached out to because honestly, I am not the biggest socialite. If you never reached out, I probably never would have reached out to you because I'm scared of people.
I'm scared of people as well, but I don't tell anyone that.
You just fake it until you make it.
Pretty much, it works most of the time. But yeah.
Yeah, it's worked so far, I'd say.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap up the episode 2. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, goodbye.